Hello, welcome to Scrap Time episode 813. My name is Christine and on today's episode I'm showing you the Spellbinders Expandable patterns. Today I am showing you the expandable patterns from Spellbinders. This first design is the basic lattice, and this is what the die looks like. It is about 6 inches long by 4 1/4 inches wide, and when you cut it, it's like this. So it doesn't cut the edges, it just cuts the pattern. And this is because you can then layer it up and continue cutting a larger area. So this is what it looks like. This here is the basic lattice. And the first card I'm going to show you is this one here. And what I've done is after I cut this basic lattice, I then took one of my oval Spellbinder dies and I cut out the shape. And then I also cut it out of a solid piece and then layered it on top of the scallop oval. And then I added here the little flowers from this set here, Donna Salazar's Bitty Blossoms. And you get 3 dies with some leaves and it makes these tiny little flowers. I think this is the medium-sized flower on the leaf. And for all these samples today, I used the Carta Bella Beautiful Moments 6x6 paper pad, and I'll just flip through that. It gives you, they're double-sided, which is always nice in the 6x6 pads. Gives you some idea of the colors and papers that are in that collection. It's a very beautiful collection. So that is the first way that you can use these expandable patterns, is by cutting it and then layering it onto a background. This next expandable pattern is the Botanical Swirls. And it is lovely with all the swirls and leaves and that going on. And this is the sample I made. Now this time I want to show you how I took a tag with some sprays. I sprayed the background and then used the design just directly on top. Now this could have been out of black paper, which would look very sharp. It could be out of white, it could be out of a pattern. But I think when you're doing this just background, I think a solid paper is great. So you do a fun design behind and then put a solid image just on top, and the image pops up off of the pattern. And you can see here the tag was large enough that I was able to put it on the tag and cut the whole thing in one go. So that's another way to use these patterns. The last expandable pattern I'm showing you is the Fancy Lattice. Here you can see the design. And this time I expanded it. So I cut a portion and then you overlap it a bit to cut the next portion. And I was using it as a mask. So first I just tested it out here. I just sprayed a couple colors. And when you use any mask, if here I probably had more spray, that's why it sort of went like that. Whereas here with the less, it was nice and sharp. This is the card I actually made. I just sprayed a couple light colors in the background and then made each of the flowers from the Bitty Blossom set. So there's a small, medium, large with the little leaves. And it's a very simple card, but yet very attractive. I'm just going to show you the spraying. Now I've used this twice already. So you can see it's a little bumpy, but you can still use it as long as you dry it between each time. I think you can get a few uses out of these, or you can even spray it to protect it and use it longer. I'm just using some Oriental Poppy Tattered Angel spray I happen to have. And like anything when you spray, if you're up close, you're going to get a lot. You want to step back a bit. And you'll get just a nice little texture design. So there was up close. It actually turned out really well. It's just darker. It didn't bleed too much. And this is because I didn't put a solid amount on. It's just a nice faint background. So you can get both looks depending what you're going for in your project. So there we have the expandable patterns. 3 ways that you can use them. Here's my tag. 3 ways to use them. And please, there's piles of ways to use them, but these are 3 ways I just chose to test them out. So you can test them out and see what you create. There's unlimited possibilities. Well, that's it for today's episode. Be sure to check out our website at www.scraptime.ca. And on our next episode, I'm showing you some products from LE Studio. So please join us. Thanks for watching Scrap Time.